Good morning, ladies. Okay, we'll wait a little bit for a couple people to hop on. Not a lot of people were signed up today, but I hope that doesn't mean you're not going to jump on anyway or catch the recording. We're talking about stress, and every single one of you deals with stress. Good morning. Hey, Melissa. First one, bright and early. Good to see ya. Yes, there are none of us that aren't dealing with stress, so hope you pop on and we'll learn a few ways to deal with it, hopefully eliminate it. Hey, Beverly, how are you today? Good to see you, ladies. In Southeast Pennsylvania, we finally had a break from all the heat, and now it's all coming back. It's getting really hot and humid again. But that's okay, because before we know it, we're going to be shoveling 3 feet of snow, so I'm not complaining. It's just hot. But anyway, Beverly, are you local? Are you Southeast Pennsylvania, local to Philadelphia area? We'll see. I think there's a little bit of a lag with comments coming in. Hey, Darlene, how are you today? Good to see you, ladies. 10:01. Okay, we'll wait till 10:02. We've got about 20 seconds left. Oh, you're in Doylestown. Okay. Awesome. My mom worked in Doylestown for years. She's like 85, but just retired like just a year ago. But yeah, we used to meet her for lunch. A lot of good places to eat in Doylestown, right? Awesome town. Matter of fact, I think it's one of the top small towns in America to live in. Morning, Cindy. How are you? Okay, 10:02. Let's get rolling. Stress. We're talking about stress, and you're probably wondering why we're talking about that, but think about some of our recent topics. Think about some of your biggest pain points. You never have enough time. You don't feel like you have a good plan in place. You feel anxious when there's time that you're not spending on your business, and, are you getting a real balance in your life? Hey, Norma. So obviously, if you're dealing with all those struggles that most female entrepreneurs deal with, they're going to stress you out. That's just the way it is. You're going to deal with stress on one level or another. Oh, Beverly, I thought that was who you were. I have yet to get to Doylestown to check that out. I'm going to have to get there and check that out. Everybody check out Beverly's Bakery in Doylestown. It sounds awesome. Okay, so anyway, why is it important to talk about stress? Well, number one, if you're in a stressful situation, you're not going to be very productive in your business or in your life, period, right? But listen, here's some more maybe obvious, maybe not so obvious results of stress. Stress is going to have an effect on your physical health. Unquestionably, it can affect high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, diabetes. You don't want to mess around with stress because it will have an effect on your health. Apart from that, stress is going to have an effect on your behavior, okay? I'm sure if you deal with stress, you know that that's true. Having an effect on your behavior is going to have a direct effect on your relationships, right? If you're stressed out, you are totally not going to be the best you that you can bring to the table with your family, your friends, your business associates, with anybody. So stress is going to affect every area of your life. And think about this. Everything good in your life, all the good things in your life are in jeopardy if you don't get a handle on your stress. Because your stress can become so big that it causes some very important relationships to just go down the toilet because you can't deal with them, right? So it's very, very important to get a handle on your stress, to protect your health, to protect your relationships, to just protect all the things that are important to you, but to bring your best you to the table. You have to deal with your stress. So listen, I told you, I know we all deal with stress. And actually 70% of people in the US, of adults in the US, in a survey, said that they deal with stress on a daily basis. So listen, right now in the comments, I would like you to respond to this little survey. And if you're in the replay, do it also. But how often do you feel stress? I'm curious. If you feel it on a daily basis, put an A in the comments. If you feel stress occasionally, put a B. And if you feel stress rarely, put a C. Let's just see where we all are, because depending on your level of stress, that's definitely going to determine how easy it's going to be for you to get a handle on it, to eliminate it or even just to manage it. Norma's an A on a daily basis. And Norma, you've got a lot on your plate, so I totally get that. Darlene, an A. Well, again, 70% of Americans experience stress on a daily basis. So that's 7 out of 10 of you. So there's a good chance everybody on the call deals with it on a daily basis. Cindy, a B, good. So my next survey question is this. Hey, Darlene. Next survey question is, if you feel it on a daily basis, if you put A in the first survey, now on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is that stress? 10 being the worst. Give me a shout out, 1 to 10. What's the level of your stress if you feel that you experience it on a daily basis? Are you thinking about it? Here we go. Well, Beverly's a B. That's a good thing. Come on, our A's. Give us a shout out, the A's. Okay, Norma's a 9. Okay, that's really high stress. That's a tough one. And again, I totally get it. Like I've said in previous videos, I just think entrepreneurial women today have more on their plate than any other segment of society because we really literally are trying to do it all. And it's only us that puts the burden on ourselves that make us feel like we have to do it all, but we do. So, okay, we don't have anything under a 5. So we've got 5 and above for your level of stress. So here's what I want to say to you. If you are a highly stressed person, if you put an A, if you put a 9 or a 10 or even a 7, you can do it. You can manage it. You can eliminate it. But no surprise, it's going to be harder. It's not going to be as easy for somebody who's a B, who only experiences stress on an occasional matter. So it's going to be a lot harder. And because it's going to be a lot harder, if you find that you can't get a handle on it yourself, then find some support. It's really important. We can't do anything alone. And the harder something is, the more support we need. So seek out support. That support might be a friend who can help you. You can walk side by side and help each other. But if it's too big and you find that's not cutting it, then seek out some professional support. But definitely get support because stress is too important to ignore. You can't sweep it under the rug and just pretend everything's going to be okay because everything's going to suffer if you can't get control of the stress in your life, okay? So if you need a lot of support, find it. Find whatever you need. If you're less stressed, if you're a B, if you're a C, then I'm going to give you a bunch of tools that you can work with that when stress creeps in, you can implement these tools right away and immediately manage that stress. And over time, if you use these tools consistently, over time, you may eliminate certain sources of stress because you've learned how to deal with them. So here's my challenge to you. I'm going to give you a whole list of tools. Don't scribble them all down and say, okay, I'm going to go implement all these tools. Listen for 1 or 2 of these tools that you think, I can do that. Like that's a no-brainer. I can easily do that. And then start doing it because your success is going to be in the small things that you do consistently, not the big lists of things that you end up throwing in the trash, a week from now because none of them did any good. Find 1 or 2 things that you can do and then do them. And guess what? It's just going to lead you then to trying the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And eventually you just find the momentum constantly moving forward, which is what we want, right? You're not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect, but let's do our best to at least keep moving forward. And this is going to help you do that. So here are some of the things you can do to manage your stress. And like I said, hopefully eventually eliminate it. The first one, and you have all heard this, is exercise. And yeah, that's not something everybody loves to do. And if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. I know there are people out there who say they really love exercising. And it is my core belief that they are all lying because I don't know how anybody could love exercising. And that's just me, and I'm totally kidding. But that's a struggle for me. But exercise, think about it this way. First off, it's kind of a contradiction. When you're exercising, you're putting stress on your body. But here's what happens. When you put that stress on your body, it's almost like you've transferred it. Because putting the stress on yourself physically is taking the stress away from you mentally and emotionally. And actually, the more stress you put on your body, and there are studies that show that the greater the stress you put on your body. So if you're like mimicking aggression, okay, think about the guy who gets real mad and stressed out and runs down to the basement and starts punching the punching bag. that can work for you too, ladies. If you like really start to move in an aggressive force, maybe you're kickboxing, maybe you're just boxing the air. The more aggressive the force, the more stress you're putting on your body, the easier it's going to be to relieve that stress in your mind. And Beverly, you're exactly right. That's what happens when you're exercising. You're releasing the endorphins, and the other effect it has, it improves your mental state. It also improves your sleep. Okay, when you're not getting sleep, that's going to add to your stress. So exercising is going to do both, which is only going to be a benefit. A million other benefits to exercising too, but it will help your stress. If you just have to go out for a walk, if you have to punch the air, pretend punching bag, whatever it is, get yourself in movement because it will reduce your stress. The next one is there are supplements you can seek out to reduce stress. Supplements like omega-3 fatty acids, or if you're eating enough fish, that will help reduce stress. Green tea. You can Google, look, and you can find all kinds of supplements that will help reduce stress. Now, be mindful, disclaimer here is if you're on any medications, you might want to talk to your doctor before you implement any supplements to make sure there's no conflict with any medications you might be taking. But supplements can help. Another thing, aromatherapy. It's called therapy because guess what? You walk into a room with a really pleasant aroma, and doesn't it just make you just suddenly feel calm and happy? So you can do that. If you find that you're getting stressed out most of the time in your office, have a candle in your office. And when you feel yourself getting stressed out, light the candle or just have it lit all day long. But do something that will help to keep you feeling calm. And aroma can do that. Aroma has that power. So there's another idea. Another one, how about your caffeine intake? Okay, take a look at that. Now, a certain level of caffeine has been proven to be beneficial to your health. But if you're drinking 6 cups of coffee a day, maybe having a few sodas, you're way overboard. So try gradually reducing your caffeine. That will make a difference. Another thing, this is really a great thing. If you're feeling stressed about some specific situation, write it down. Just the act of physically taking pencil and paper and writing it down, it really is like it takes it out of your brain and puts it on the paper, and then it's gone. And you've heard people go so far as to do that and then take that paper and burn it and throw it away, because then it's the mental image of it disappearing and being gone forever. That's a really brilliant thought, and it really works. And listen, there's something else that I did the other day. I was doing a morning meditation the other day. Part of the meditation was the background noise was a babbling brook. And it was just close your eyes and envision that you're sitting next to this beautiful brook and you're listening to the water, and it's just so calming and relaxing. And then he said, picture leaves, floating down the water. And if something else pops into your mind, usually if things pop into your mind when you're meditating or whatever, they're stressful things. It's like things you have to get done that day, or somebody who has you upset, or usually something that has you, stressed out. He said, as those thoughts come into your brain, take those thoughts in your mind, put them on a leaf, and let them go float down the creek. And what a beautiful mental image. But these are all little ways you can immediately react to the stress and take it and send it away. Okay, so remember that. Here's another one. Never thought of this one. Chewing gum. Who thought chewing gum? But when you chew gum, you promote the blood flow to your brain, and you actually cause the brain waves that are similar to people who are relaxed. So bottom line, chewing gum can help relax you. So keep a pack of gum in your pocketbook, and when you're stressed, throw a pack of gum in your mouth, or a piece, whatever works. But yeah, it all makes sense when you think about it. But again, as I'm talking about these things, just think about 1 or 2 that you can implement today that you are going to pay attention to and do when you feel stressed. Another one, plug into your friends and family. If you're stressed, plug into somebody, and make sure it's somebody who's positive, not somebody who's a real negative person, but plug into somebody positive who usually has the ability to make you happy and make you smile. Plug into people you love. Hand in hand with that, laugh, find humor. If you're going to plug into somebody who makes you laugh. And if you can't call anybody, maybe it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're up because somebody's bothering you, look at some videos of funny kids and pets. I mean, just look at things that'll make you laugh, or put on a comedy. Find something that'll make you laugh, and it will definitely put your stress on hold for that period of time. Learn how to say no. We've talked about this before. We'll probably talk about it a million times between now and the end of time. You have to learn how to say no, because every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So if you can't say no and you're saying yes to everything everybody asks you to do, Your pile is getting higher and higher, and guess what? So is your stress level. Learn to say no, because it's only going to support the things you need and want the most in your life. Have a prioritized plan. Listen, we've talked the last few weeks about having a plan, having a planner, being organized. If you don't have a plan, you will accomplish nothing. And remember, when we talked about planners a couple weeks ago, I warned you, don't get a planner that ends up being a project, because a lot of people get a planner and it turns into a project, filling it out and putting in all your goals, and then they're done with it. Your plan is not a project. Your plan should be a tool. It has to be a tool that is in front of you all day, every day, so that you can go through and get the things done that are important. And you have a blueprint for the day. And let me give you an illustration, okay? One of my most stressful times can be around the holidays. If anybody's ever been at my house over the holidays, my house totally throws up Christmas. I have probably 28 big, really huge bins full of stuff and 3 or 4 Christmas tree bags, ton of stuff. I love it. And I bake about a dozen different varieties of cookies and candy, and I have parties. And there's always some time early in the holiday season where I feel totally overwhelmed and stressed. And I've learned by now, the thing I do is make a plan. Immediately sit down, make a list of all the things I have to do. And once I've made that list, I prioritize it. Well, you know what? Now I don't have to think about all the things on my plate anymore. All I have to do is look at the list and say, okay, what's next? It takes away all the stress because I have a blueprint to follow. And you know what? Since I prioritized it, if the things at the end don't get done, who cares? The most important things did, and that's what matters. So it immediately eliminates your stress when you take it all out of your head. Because when it's in your head and it's not written up and it's not prioritized, it's just mumbo jumbo. It's just like all messed up. And all you see is all this stuff, but it has no order. And that confusion of it adds to your stress level. So the way to take the confusion away and get rid of it is write it down. Now you have a blueprint you can follow. Okay, we're getting to the end. Yoga, meditation, breathing. Listen, you may not be able to stop in the middle of your workday and meditate or do yoga, because maybe you work in an office and you work for somebody else. But you know what? You can always stop and breathe. And if you can at your desk, go to the bathroom and just breathe. Just take deep, slow breaths. Think about nothing except for your breathing as your breath goes in and out of your body. Focus on that and it will calm you down, guaranteed. Hugging. Does a good hug not help the stress just kind of seep right out of your body? Hugging, cuddling, kissing, even sex. Physical contact will reduce your stress. Music. Turn on some tunes that you love. You can never be sad or stressed when you're suddenly listening to the music you love. So turn on some music. Have some music in the background. Again, an easy one to implement for everybody. And the last thing I have, and there are probably a million more, but how about your pets? If you have a pet, spend time with your pet, because we know how therapeutic your relationship with your pet is. And actually, your interaction actually releases oxytocin, and that promotes a positive mood. So if you're really feeling stressed out, just take a break, turn on some music, sit next to your puppy or your kitty, and just pet them for a while. It will definitely help you to relax, okay? So listen, that's all important. They are tools that can help. And over time of using these tools, they can help to actually eliminate that stress, because you've learned how to immediately switch and deal with it. And eventually it's just going to go away. Those things aren't even going to bother you anymore. But listen, most important, you have to get to the root of what's causing the stress, okay? Is it because there's too much to do and the head is just always jumbled up and just a mess? And so you're seeing this mess and this confusion, and so it's stressing you out? Make a plan. If you have a plan, it will clear everything up. You will have a clear blueprint. You will know exactly what to do next. Another one, is it negative people that cause you to be stressed? Now, everybody's always saying, get rid of the negativity in your life. That's easy to say until it's your sister or your mother or your husband, okay? There's some people in your life you're not going to be able to just get rid of. But you know what? There might be bigger issues there you have to deal with. We're not dealing with them here. But offset that and try and fill your life with as many positive people as you can. And that will be a good balance. And that will give you more of what you need and more of what will feed you in the right way. So the bottom line, it's about changing what you can, because you can't change it all. You can't, if you have negative people in your life that you can't get rid of, you can't get rid of them. But then it's using the tools that I just gave you to deal with the things you can't change, because you can deal and manage it. It's going to take work. It's not going to be easy, but the results are going to be worth it. You're going to be a better person. You're going to be a better entrepreneur. You're going to be a better mom, a better mate, a better daughter, a better everything if you're taking care of yourself and realizing you have to deal with the stress in your life. And don't forget the physical aspect of it too. It's going to help you physically. So, ready to wrap it up? Any questions? I love your comments. Love crossing things off the list. Faith, if you're like me and you did something that wasn't on your list, you probably put it on your list just so you can have the satisfaction of crossing it off, right? But again, that takes away the stress. If you have a list, you don't have to feel the overwhelm of how in the world you're going to get everything done. You don't have to even think about it. It's written down. Just like, I don't have to think about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to look at this piece of paper and do the thing that's next. It really is that easy. It's that simple to do. You set it up, but you have to do it. Failure to plan is planning to fail. The plan is the key. Okay, if we don't have anything else, thank you for coming. Listen, as far as the challenge, you guys nailed the challenge. So next Thursday, we're going to have a drawing for the $25 Amazon gift card. However, even though we nailed the challenge and got way more than 25 more members in the group, I think we more than doubled that. Continue to invite people to be in the group, because every time you invite somebody who joins, you get another chance toward the gift card. So, and if you're enjoying this and finding value, I'd love a shout out. I'm really enjoying this time with you, and we're all learning and growing from each other. Okay, so awesome, ladies. Have a great day. If you have more questions, listen, plug them in, and I'll look throughout the day and the week and answer them here. But have a great one, lady bosses. Talk to you later. Have a good week.